For all you mad bastards loving the Big Show podcast, get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Yeah, man. G'day, fellas. How we going?
Good, thanks, man.
Excellent.
I'm sleepy.
Are you?
Yeah, just a little bit, but that's okay.
What happened last night, Keyzie?
No, I had a good sleep.
Did you?
Kind
Did you,
of.
though?
I've got a thing at the moment where I wake up in the middle of the night. I'll wake up at 4.
Welcome to our lives.
Not
standing.
Yeah, totally. Not even
Yeah.
needing to go wheeze. You just wake up. You're still tired, and then you're just up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to go watch TV for like 2 hours, and then come back to bed, and then can't go back to sleep. It's just it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Can I just give you some advice right now? That is a habit you need to break very quickly.
What?
Do not get up and start watching TV.
But
I totally,
Jace,
I totally get it.
You don't know why I'm doing it though, because I'm tossing and turning for like 2 hours before I even get up.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm pissing my wife off and waking her up. So I'm like, I have to go somewhere else.
Right. Okay.
Maybe I go to the spare room or something.
Yeah.
I was terrible for that, where I would wake up, but I wouldn't be tossing and turning. I'd wake up and immediately go and do that, and go and have a durry and watch TV,
You
and
always
just
tell
lie
me,
on the couch.
You always tell me about that. It's like, no, you got to stay in bed, man. As soon as you get up, start having darts.
But
Yeah,
over.
it's bad.
So darts, I reckon, would be bad. But once I'm in bed, I'm like, shit, I have to try and go back to sleep, and I can't. So I need to go into a new environment and concentrate on something else.
Yeah, go to
Sure.
the spare room. I reckon that's the goer.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Because you've got to
from
be
now on.
considerate of your wife.
Well, that's the thing, Mogi. And I know you guys don't really usually do that, but I like to try and do that in my relationship
Be considerate of your wife.
of my wife. Yeah, so
Well, that's what I do when I'm going away. I will have all of my clothes and everything, all of that stuff will be outside of the room. So I get up, walk out of the room,
and that's it.
and then that's
Yeah,
it.
you're not
I'm
wasting
and
around.
dusted.
Yeah,
anymore,
my wife does that every morning, which is great.
That is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's really great like that.
That is really good.
I do that too. It's good.
Bullshit. When do you do that?
I do that every time I'm going away. You know, like if the fellas or if we're on a trip somewhere, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
and it's an
yeah.
early morning start, I'll go and put my stuff in the spare room.
Yeah.
But I'll rip one out in the shower in the ensuite there, and
Ensuite.
yeah, and I'll bang around in the kitchen. I mean, let's be very clear. Even though I do that in the spare room, I still wake her up every time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you have to get up, right? So she should.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To make me a coffee.
Yeah.
Especially when she criticises my coffee that I make,
Yeah.
and then I'll say
It's
to
the
her,
little things, man. You got to make them
It'll
pay.
be like 5:30, and she'll be awake, and she'll go, "Don't worry about it, darling, I'm awake." And I go, "You want a coffee?" And she goes, "Nah," and I'm like, "Yes." I don't have to make her a coffee.
Yeah, it's so
It
good.
is a-
I
it is
just
a-
make myself one.
It's a victory, isn't it?
Yeah.
My wife's trick is to not even ask me.
If she wants a
She'll
coffee,
just make herself one. I go, oh yeah, that looks nice. She goes, oh, did you want one?
yeah, that's good.
Yes. Back you go.
See, my
And then I tip it out.
yeah, nice, Mogi. That's cool.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
My wife doesn't actually like coffee. She likes cups of tea.
That is so on brand.
But literally every second day at least, I'll get a message saying Cuppa ? Because she will have just like woken up or like had a nap or
Right.
even at night, if it's after like sort of 7 p.m, we'll have a cup of tea, but it'll be decaf. I think I've told you about that because you don't want to keep you up.
Well, interesting that you bring that up, actually, Keyzie, because we've had our mother-in-law stay with us the last couple of nights.
You've not mentioned this.
and
First I've heard.
and
So our mother-in-law.
well, my wife's mum.
Sure.
And she's a tea drinker. And and Koshi, my wife, used to be a tea drinker all the time, like 3 or 4 a day. And now she doesn't touch the stuff.
Right.
Whereas my mother-in-law loves a cup of tea.
Oh,
so
love
I've
a
been
cup of
making
tea.
cups of tea again, which has been very against brand for me.
Do you know what I like? I like, because I'm not a cup of tea drinker. And it's
I
the
never
small
have
things.
been.
The small things annoy me. I can't help it. What annoys me about tea is that when people are finished with a cup of tea, they just put it in the sink or they put it on the bench and they just leave or they take the tea bag out and they chuck it in the sink. And
Yes.
then they just go about their lives.
Yes. I dealt with that this very morning.
It really annoys me
Yes.
because you're just throwing your rubbish around and then you piss off. Like who's cleaning that up?
Oh, Mogi.
Old Mogie's meant to, and
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I do it at
It
my
just
house.
it just annoys me because, and it's not that it's difficult for me to deal with it,
Yeah.
but similarly, it's not difficult for the person who's having the cup of tea to deal with it. So just clean up after yourself, you pig.
You know what gets deep inside my goat teas is when you have an herbal tea. And my wife will have an herbal tea.
Never.
You're joking.
And
Disgusting.
The admin of that is like, I'll take her an herbal tea, and then
I love how it's herbal.
and then I'll have to get her some kind of pottle-like scenario to put her tea bag in.
Oh, why?
Because she lets it sit in there for quite a while to brew.
Oh, and then you take the tea bag out,
and it's like, and she'll put it in, yeah.
Right. So that's why you got the saucer in it.
But the good thing about that is an herbal tea, you put the tea bag in, pour the water in, and then take it straight to them. You don't have to wait and then put the milk and then take the tea bag out. They do that.
Cool, Mogi.
Jace.
Well, no, not if I'm making the tea. I do that.
No, but if you're well, that's the thing. You have to spend ages waiting for it to mash, and then putting the milk in, taking the tea bag out.
I wouldn't say mash.
Mash is the wrong word.
Mash is not right.
It's good when it's brewing. Yeah, mashing it's an English phrase, I think. And then with a herbal tea though, you just put the tea bag in with the hot water and then take the whole thing to them and they deal with
What's their problem?
Sure. But you still have to bring another device with you.
Would a saucer? Would a saucer not do it?
Well, we don't have saucers, weirdly.
Well, whose fault's that?
But we don't really have teacups. We have mugs.
Mugs.
What about
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
a bowl?
I quite like the idea, and now that we're on tea chat, back in the day, and I would do this back in the day.
When are we going to have D chat?
Loose leaf tea.
That's just admin. There's so much admin.
Yeah, it's a huge amount of admin.
And you have a little strainer there. I mean, I quite like the
idea of it. We've got a couple of those at home. A diffuser that sits in a stainless steel thingy inside a glass tea jug thingo.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I've just never got into the teas.
No.
To be honest with you.
Tea is a life changer. I love a cup of tea. It's amazing. And my flat...
What about a cup of D?
Mogi.
Or a couple of Ds.
That's really good, man. My entire flat, the first year of flatting, because we lived around a whole lot of different flats, about 12 people would come to our house and I had a big teapot, and I'd make a big brew of tea. These are people that are like 19, 20, 21. And I'd make cups of tea for everyone at like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we'd all just sit around chatting,
watching
having a cup of tea.
Country Calendar.
So honestly, something like that would go down well. It's like, hey.
We used to drink the cup of tea with a joint.
Yeah, see, that would be way more fun.
Cup of tea and a joint.
And actually, you've just reminded me that back in the day, in my flatting days, the cup of tea was the go.
Yeah.
Coffee wasn't even kind of in the picture at all, to be honest.
A cup of tea out of a kettle too. You know, you get your teapot, you fill it up, and you can top everyone up. It's quite cool.
Old man chat.
It's great though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I never got into it. It's good to have something you're not into, I think. Because I'd quite like to have a run at having no coffee for a while.
I've always thought about that.
I drink it every single day and I'm not sure what I get out of it.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
This is
I
another
think it's psychological. Very rare that I get any kind of energy lift out of a coffee.
I remember
one every 400.
Corby,
that's Jeremy Corbett.
Jeremy Corbett, when he was doing radio, he used to smash the coffees.
He loved it.
And he said that they did that. They gave up in the, because he was early morning sort of shit. And he stopped and he said initially it was horrific and he got really bad headaches and stuff like that. But after that, after a little while, he actually found it quite easy.
Well, the thing about coffee is the first time you have it, it gives you a boost. The second time, it gives you a boost, blah, blah, blah. Once it's part of your routine, what happens is you have to have a coffee in the morning to get back up to what used to be your normal operating abilities. So now when I wake up, I'm an idiot until I've had a coffee. Have one, I'm like, yes, I can work now. Whereas before I was even drinking coffees, that was the level I was always at.
Yeah,
I don't get anything out of a coffee.
I find that with my heroin. Is that, it's kind of, it diminishes.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Diminishing returns, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you're chasing the dragon.
Before I did it, I was at that level and I was fine. But now, I'll need 4 or 5 hits.
And it's never as good.
It never is.
It's like when you're on the crack pipe, Keyzie.
Oh, really?
You know what it's like, Keyzie?
Yeah.
When you're sucking down on that sweet, sweet meth.
Yeah.
That first time, holy hecker.
Shit,
that's good eating.
Yeah.
But then after that,
once it's part of your routine,
diminishing returns.
It's
you know
like
what
shit.
I mean?
I got to get up early. I can't
Close
even
to the front.
start thinking until I've had my meth.
Who, him or me?
Keyzie.
Yeah, it was Keyzie.
Isn't it shocking how Jason didn't even know if you were talking about him?
Yeah.
Because he's always
anyway,
doing
I'm going to go for a walk.
You are?
Nah, I wouldn't mind some sushi.
Oh, yeah, it's sushi o'clock right now. Run down there quick. For everyone listening, half past 3 Sushi goes half price just down the road.
I might
here.
do that.
Yeah, you go to that Mogi. Hey, thank you very much for listening to the Radio Hauraki Big Show podcast. Make sure you listen to the radio show 4 till 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.